Anthony, Fox News. Former President Trump posted that on social media, writing, he's watching them break every environmental law in the book to prove he was right, building border wall. Reacting to this.
The Biden administration is lifting 26 federal laws to fast-track construction of the border wall in Texas. Now, DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas announced the move yesterday, saying, quote, there is presently an acute and immediate need to construct physical barriers and roads in the vicinity of the border of the United States in order to prevent unlawful entries into the country.
That's Fox's Brooke Sigmund. They'll build wall along 17 miles of border in Texas following a record surge of migrants crossing illegally into the U.S. last month and in the just ended last fiscal year. Today, the Secretary of State and Attorney General are in Mexico for talks on slowing migration. President Biden, meanwhile, will meet with his national security team focused on helping stop Russia's war in Ukraine. Ukraine's president's gone to Spain asking for more help.
Leaders from more than 40 countries are in Spain as cracks begin to show in the pro-Ukraine alliance. And President Joe Biden's trouble getting an aid package through Congress is being followed very closely. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen says President Biden has assured her of American support.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. The House remains in recess till next week, considering who will replace ousted Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Congressman Tim Burchett is one of the 8 Republicans who joined Democrats voting McCarthy out, and he tells the Fox News Rundown podcast,
I didn't come here to make friends with these folks up here. This is a swamp, and it is real, and it is very contagious. And that's why we are $33 trillion in debt.
Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise are leading candidates to replace McCarthy. I have bad news. You didn't win the Powerball jackpot. I didn't either. Now the good news. We have another chance Saturday, and the prize has grown to $1.4 billion. America's listening to Fox News.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
A week ago, we were covering breaking news out of Washington that Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein had died. Today, there will be a memorial service in San Francisco where Feinstein was mayor where she was lying in state at City Hall yesterday.
Vice President Kamala Harris, former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and San Francisco Mayor London Breed are set to speak. The service held at the steps of San Francisco City Hall will also include a recorded message from President Joe Biden. After the late Democratic senator's body will be buried at a private, family-only ceremony. Feinstein, who became the oldest sitting U.S. senator and longest serving woman in the Senate, died last week at the age of 90. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
Feinstein was mayor in San Francisco before she was elected to the Senate. 2 days ago, Democrat LaFonza Butler sworn in to replace Feinstein in the Senate appointed by California Governor Gavin Newsom. This is day 2 of a 3-day strike for about 75,000 healthcare workers at Kaiser Permanente hospitals and facilities in 6 states and Washington.
The union representing support staff, x-ray techs, and home care workers are demanding a $25 an hour minimum wage, plus guaranteed salary increases every year for the next 4 years. The company says it's dealing with its own rising prices, but is ready to, quote, provide our employees with market-leading wages, excellent benefits, generous retirement income plans, and valuable professional development opportunities.
Fox's Mark Meredith with striking workers in Springfield, Virginia. It's day 21 of the auto workers strike. There are reports the UAW is making progress with Ford. On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed before today's trading. In baseball's playoffs, 4 teams are out. Texas KO'd Tampa Bay. Minnesota eliminated Toronto in the American League, while Philadelphia beat Miami again and Arizona ousted Milwaukee in the National League to complete 2-game sweeps. The next round of the playoffs starts Saturday. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois State Police trying to identify a vehicle possibly involved in the deadly crash last week in Effingham County involving a semi carrying ammonia. Police say the multi-vehicle crash happened Friday night on Highway 40 near the town of Teotopolis. The semi spilled 4,000 gallons of ammonia, killing 5. An election for the new Speaker of the House set to be held next Wednesday after Kevin McCarthy ousted from the role. All 3 GOP House members from Illinois opposed his removal. They included Mary Miller, Darren LaHood, and Mike Boss. McCarthy says he'll not run again. The governor waiting on the federal government's response to the migrant crisis in Chicago. The governor said the White House going over a list of requests made in a letter he sent this week. He recommended the Biden administration appoint a single person to lead the migrant relief effort and asked for the president to use his executive power to waive fees for work authorization. And that's a look at what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm John Miller.
Weather this morning brought to you by Watts Copy Systems. It's a local company that can give you a free copier assessment. Greg Wolf, call Greg at Watts Copy System, where service is more than a promise at Watts Copy Systems. Good morning, Diane Ducey.
Good morning, Stevie. Kind of rainy outside.
Well, that's why we have a genius meteorologist, a scientist, if you will, because they said it was coming the whole week. We're ready for it.
That's right.
And we're getting into Friday night, which will be tomorrow night, Greg, and people are buzzing about maybe not only a 58 or 60, but windy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there'll be, kind of a definite fall feel around. Yeah, for a change around here. And it's been few and far between anything like this. So kind of dress accordingly. But, as you would expect for an October football game at night, we'll probably be looking at kickoff temperatures around here, about 58, 59 degrees, and then fall slowly during the course of the game on a fairly stiff west-northwesterly breeze and about 15 miles per hour, a little gusty for the kicking game in mind. But again, nothing unusual for the time of year. Back into almost a late October, early November feel into early next week, and then we'll begin to gradually pull out of this. A little rain in the forecast here for late next week, as is the case this morning. Some shower activity covering a good part of Champaign and Vermilion counties right now. Some of the steadiest of the showers running from about the downtown to just west of Philo here, and from there southwest around the Lake Shelbyville area. A little more scattered activity still lingering as far west as about the Illinois. So everything tracking southwest to northeast, meaning we'll be in and out of this stuff here this morning. Lesser coverages this afternoon, a rumble of thunder, and we're pretty much close to the day's high. 65 at Willard and Savoy, 68 or so, and temperatures may slide a little bit later this afternoon out of southwest wind. Lingering shower chance this evening, partial clearing late, 51. Tomorrow partly sunny, breezy, cooler day's worth of weather. As mentioned, an afternoon sprinkle, nothing for the football game. High temperature around 63, 50s for the ball game on that west-northwest wind. Partly sunny, 58 Saturday, 59 to 60 Sunday, low to mid-60s, dry weather Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe a little rain in the forecast here next Thursday or Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Well, the judge overseeing former President Trump's New York fraud trial issued a limited gag order for all parties after Trump's Truth Social account made a post targeting the judge's principal clerk, former special assistant to President Trump, America First Policy Institute Chief Communications Director is Mark Lauder. We'll have to call Mark back here. He's not get that going. It goes on to say that name is him. So apparently was talking about the principal clerk while she sat just feet away from him in the courtroom. Judge Arthur, without naming former president, addressed the court on the matter, saying one of the defendants posted a disparaging, untrue, and personally identifying post about his staff. And though the judge ordered it deleted, it had been emailed out to millions of other recipients. Personal attacks on members of my court are not appropriate, and I will not tolerate it under any circumstances. So the president continues to work on this New York case regarding his businesses and whether he's fraudulent. One of the things I know was going on is that, if you have somebody come and assess your home for taxes, it's going to be less than an appraisal. So it's like, okay, so if I think this building's worth $50 million and the assessment comes in at $35 million, is it fraud? If you say it's worth 50 and somebody appraises it at 50, stuff like that, where I think anybody could get probably crossways if you want to dig deep into things like that. But the latest polls are out in some of these early states. Ron DeSantis has gone all in on Iowa. He moved his entire campaign to Iowa now because it's not going well in New Hampshire. And the Republicans are going to follow the Iowa-New Hampshire route, where the Democrats have changed all of it and went to the different order. Democrats are going to South Carolina first. The President Biden, has done very well there. So they're going to start, I believe, in South Carolina. So anyway, the latest polling shows Donald Trump still with a pretty big lead. But along the way, you've got Nikki Haley there. You got some Ron DeSantis, but DeSantis has faded a little bit in New Hampshire. And DeSantis' team, I think if we go and win Iowa, that gives us the momentum, and all of a sudden we're viable and all these other things. So lots on the table when it comes to attention, press, all the things you get, the attention you get when you can win Iowa. But again, Trump's way ahead on everything. So it's not even really competitive at this point. All right, Brett Bielema came to the microphones yesterday regarding his offense. Kind of getting an identity?
Had a very good conversation with the offense, defense, special teams on Sunday. More detailed Sunday night. Monday, have a lot of time because we didn't, obviously we had a practice Monday night, but it wasn't a real practice. I think Barry has a really good conception of what he wants it to be and how he wants to get it done, and it's been very clear to me from that point forward. So excited to get Friday.
How have you seen the team respond this week in practice to adversity?
Really good.
Yeah. Is there any areas that you were concerned about that going in?
No, I think our roster, where we're at, we're 3 years into it. I've been, I keep a daily journal, right? And, I've been on this job now over 1,000 days, right? and I know what we've accomplished during that time. What I want them to do is know what they've accomplished, right? And no matter what we were, 3-2, 2-3, 4-5-0, or 0-5, it doesn't change the time. It doesn't change the past. The things that we thought they were going into the season are there. We got to adapt to what we have on the field and what we've seen, but I really like where we're at. These kids are good kids. They love to compete. They're disappointed. They live it every day, and I think you'll see good results.
Okay, we're 3.5-point favorites over Nebraska, and it's we're looking now at if it's going to be windy. I think we all remember that dreadful Michigan State game last year. It was like 60-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah. It was just awful. And we got beat. Yeah. It'd have been fine. Really, it was fun in there if we'd have won. It's fun. Look at this.
That's right.
We're flying kites. I mean, it was bad. So anyway, so if we're going to have wind like that, if it's 30-plus miles an hour, and then, it's kind of swirls on the south end, as we all know. Anyway, it'll make it very interesting. The kicking game, it's going to make it in the passing game. So I think we want to run it anyway. And he definitely alluded in that same press conference yesterday, there's going to be 4 running backs for Illinois. I think this Aiden Loughery is going to get some carries. And definitely Caden Fegan. Yeah. He's definitely going to get some more carries.
Is it Atwood or Arthur? It's one of those A towns.
I think he's from Arthur, but played at Atwood.
I gotcha.
I think. But that's the 6'3", 240, 35, whatever he weighs. And Reggie Love's back, so he'll play.
Okay.
He didn't play this last week.
That's good to hear.
So anyway, go to the football game. It's Friday. It's Friday night. It's national TV, all that.
Well, and 4 to 7, Grange Grove got it going on with the Illini Walk and all of that. There's going to be 20,000 rally towels handed out if you go in Memorial Stadium a little early. A lot of their drinks and treats are only $3. So, an inspection of a Memorial Stadium after that fire was also trending yesterday.
A couple of equipment, I guess, one equipment or something.
In the maintenance area on the south end.
You have turf. What's for the Grange Grove? It's from outside, practice field, and that's regular grass. So you do have to mow. And so whatever happened, Brett was sitting in his office. His wife called, and he didn't know. He looked out there. I don't see anything.
Right.
And then he saw the fire trucks.
There you go.
So
something's going on.
Nothing's changing, but imagine had it something else where you had to change something.
Right.
That could have been complicated.
Intern Kyle Tusk, who's on the drive in the afternoon with Lonte and Derek Piper, said he was driving by and there was all this smoke coming out of there.
Man.
And so Lon's like, well, did you get out and, start, getting your phone set and run in and find out what's going on and get some tape and, bring it back to the show and have the scoop on everybody?
Kyle probably said I have class. Gotta go to class.
I didn't think about any of that, no.
Well, I guess, video would have been, seeing smoke billowing out would have been online pretty quickly.
Right.
All right, sports headlines, got baseball playoffs, you got the National League.
Everybody swept. Everybody in a wild card, and we're all moving on.
The National League Central, home of the St. Louis Cardinals and Chicago Cubs. The last 2 years, our National League Central champion. We're 0-4 the last 2 years. Cardinals lost 2 games to Phillies at home in St. Louis last year. Milwaukee just lost to Arizona twice. I mean, they lost to the last team in Arizona.
Gotcha.
In 2 straight games in Milwaukee. So all of a sudden, that long trip, and keep in mind, the Cardinals lost by 21 games to Milwaukee, who just lost 2 in a row to... Oh, brother. We knew the Central wasn't very strong.
Yeah.
Man. Okay.
So, yeah.
See you next year.
The Phillies are moving on. And then Arizona's moving on.
Minnesota
Twins over Toronto. They won their series, and Texas Rangers beat Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So that's what we've got.
So now it's going to division series before you get to the NLCS and the ALCS. So pick up some interest there.
So our Illini volleyball team lost to number 19 Purdue yesterday. Next up will be that Stuff Hup event against Wisconsin. Parkland ended up beating Illinois Central College, so they have 11 wins in a row. So when it comes to Illinois and Nebraska, that's a 7 o'clock kick. We have the Bears and Washington tonight.
Yeah, Bears-Washington. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Any chance for Chicago? Any chance at all? I think many of you would say no. Heard a good one at the Philo Tavern this morning. There were tornadic activities near Soldier Field, tornadoes, and they said, go hide and protect yourself in Soldier Field because there's no chance at a touchdown in there. So,
okay.
Mark, are you there?
I am.
Yeah, you get a game out in Washington, D.C. tonight. It's the Commanders, former Redskins, taking on our Chicago Bears. So should be a nice.
Yeah, I'm sorry for you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate that sentiment. Former special assistant to President Donald Trump is Mark Lauder. So with all the things going on with Donald Trump, I mean, I presume he's going to spend most of the next 18 months in a courtroom or something.
Well, I think obviously they're lining up these cases, but each and every one of these is so easy for the American people to understand that this is the political persecution of someone that the left doesn't like. I've been to Mar-a-Lago, so many times it's hard to remember, and I can tell you, if it ever comes on the market at $18 million, which this judge thought it was worth, and I win the Powerball this weekend, I'm buying it.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Who's the arbiter of what something is worth? You have an assessment that's going to be less than an appraisal. And I think we all can probably say, well, our house is worth this. Fraudulent. I mean, is that kind of what we're into?
That's basically what we're saying. I mean, look, the judge thought the Mar-a-Lago, which is this amazing estate, it stretches from the Intercoastal Waterway all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, 17 acres, was worth $18 million. I went on Zillow over the weekend. Found a house down the street from Mar-a-Lago, fraction of the size, fraction of the lot, also a private residence, not a club, that only goes to one waterway, not both, and it was valued at $54 million.
Whoa.
Fraudulent. Listen, we know kind of what we're into. The question is, what is the result of all of it? What happens? I mean, in the polls, Donald Trump's still the leading Republican. What do you believe, and what money would you put in Vegas on this, Mark Lauder, on the Tapman's Towing phone line? Would you put your money on a Biden-Trump match next year, or will one or both not be there?
Right.
Short of something, unexpected, a health something like that you couldn't predict, they're both going to be there. Look, Democrats are stuck with Joe Biden. There's nothing they can do about it.
I'm thinking a parachute in August next year. Michelle Obama!
So they're stuck with Joe Biden. They can defend his record, which is not one that anyone really likes. And look, the Republican Party is very solidly behind Donald Trump. I've seen polls even out this morning that place him, in 60% in a national primary. This thing is over. And so, I guess, strap up the cleats because we're going to go Biden-Trump round 2.
I think Joe Biden can actually lose. That's why I ask. I think if you get Gavin Newsom, Michelle Obama, anybody like that, I think it'd be a problem. I think Joe Biden.
The challenge is, and I know, and I was on Fox last night talking about this as well. There's like some billionaires out there that really want the Virginia governor, Glenn Youngkin, to run in a Republican primary. And I'm like, look, you're out of time. The voting, the caucuses in Iowa begin in about 100 days.
Wow.
And if you're not Donald Trump, you've got to go out there to Iowa 30, 40, 50 times, visit all the counties, eat the tenderloin sandwiches, go to the state fair. They expect that. And they need to get to know you. They know who Donald Trump is, so he doesn't have to worry about doing all that. And there's only 100 days left. You don't have any staff, any organization. And if super PAC money and being a good governor, a great governor, was enough.
Yeah.
If being a great governor and having super PAC money was enough, Ron DeSantis, Jeb Bush would be president of the United States. And they're not.
All right, so you think Trump-Biden, round two, because I'm really more skeptical about Biden. I just don't know how he gets to the finish line on this thing. Just if you continue to watch him, it's like, man, I think we have one guest calling him elder abuse. How can Joe Biden allow that? How can you allow your grandpa or your dad or somebody to go, you know that he's not prepared for this? I mean, he's 80, 82.
I mean, he's wanted this office his entire life. He's been running for it since the 80s, flamed out 3 times prior. And, once you get there, it's kind of hard to give up the reins of power. And since no one has been able to step up and mount a campaign, the DNC is not going to allow debates. They've already basically, coronated him. They're stuck. And something, that's something that they've made their bed, and now they have to lie in it, which is what they're doing every day about Bidenomics.
Any impact on Robert Kennedy Jr. as an independent?
I think that there will be an impact. I don't think, he will draw more votes. When you look at the energy of both parties and for their lead candidates, there's a lot more energy for Donald Trump than there is for Joe Biden. And so I think it's more likely that he is going to take away a bunch of votes from Biden. They may not go to Trump, but the folks who are not going to vote for Trump weren't going to vote for Trump anyway. So you're just shifting the landscape. And so I think it actually does impact some spots. The bigger question is like, what is Chicago going to do, or the suburbs of Chicago? When you look at what's going on, with migrants being put in Wrigleyville, when you look at the crime and out of control, whether it's New York, whether it's Massachusetts, California. I wrote an op-ed in the Washington Times last week. I'm like, at what point do Democrats go, enough is enough? We tried it your way. You told us you were going to create this utopia, and look at this crap show that you've turned our
I think they're there, but I don't know if they're going to vote for Trump. I just think they won't vote. I mean, I think that's one of the ramifications of...
Try something different. You might get a different outcome.
Okay, Mark, last question. Who is the most recognized human on Earth today, Donald Trump or Taylor Swift?
Ooh. I'm going to say Donald Trump, but I think it's going to be close with Taylor Swift.
No question. And now Travis Kelce is becoming one of them too.
I know
it's unbelievable. Boy,
it's fascinating.
It's fascinating. Mark, I appreciate it. How can people connect with you at American Principles?
You can go to AmericaFirstPolicy.com. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Mark_Lauder. Doing all the work both at the national and state level to try to get the policies back that actually work.
Thank you. Appreciate that. America First Policy and Institute Chief Communications Director Mark Lauder. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, 723 ESPN 93.5.
Accumulation, preservation, generation. At Busey Bank, these are the principles we use to build meaningful financial partnerships with our clients and their families. With sound advice and vast resources, partner with Busey for a personalized approach to your legacy. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Wall Street will be reacting today to the numbers on how many people filed for unemployment benefits last week. Amazon and Microsoft are facing investigations by regulators in the UK over their dominance of cloud computing. The probe's expected to be concluded by April of 2025. Amazon Web Services says it disagrees with the findings but will cooperate. Microsoft says it will engage with regulators during the investigation. Rivian shares are down 9%, even though the electric truck company expects sales this quarter will match estimates. Sandal company Birkenstock's stock launch is now expected next week. Wall Street analysts are cautious about the shoe business, saying it needs to boost sales from its website and boutiques to attract new shoppers. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jimmy Cosolda, invested in you.
from the Fox News Podcasts Network. Listen to the all-new Bret Baier podcast featuring Common Ground, talking to lawmakers weekly from opposite sides of the political spectrum about the issues of the day and how Americans can find common ground in a politicized world.
That's just not happening on Capitol Hill. It takes leadership, right?
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Along with all your Bret Baier favorites like the campaign, the candidates, the all-star panel, and much more. Available now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Tapman's Towing team of experienced tow professionals is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
Hey, could you tell me what aisle your car batteries are in?
Sure, I'll go grab one for you. Here's your battery. It might be expired, but oh well. Also, the brand isn't that great, but it should work for at least a year or two, maybe. Anyways, I went ahead and charged you for it, and here's the battery. Okay, have a great day.
What just happened?
Sometimes good things are hard to find, but they're worth the wait. Make the trip out to Interstate All Battery Center at 2504 North Mattis Avenue and get all of your battery needs taken care of by the trusted professionals. Give them a call today at 355-4855. Yeah, we got Interstate Batteries, and we give out batteries every month, and the feedback on what Mark Martinez is doing out there. One guy just responded, it's unbelievable. He said, I didn't know you were here. And so the perfect example of the Stever program where we give you an opportunity I send people and they spend money.
Right.
So anyway, that's what we're doing today. Bulldog Disposal. Phil over at Muhammad Bulldog Disposal. You know, these roll-off dumpsters, the big things, they're orange at Bulldog Disposal.
Right.
And so he has this canvas bag that folds all the way into like a 2 foot by 2 foot, and then you unfold it and it keeps unfolding. And you go, well, how big is this thing, man? I could have a mini swimming pool out here. I mean, it's not that big, but it's 6 cubic yards, and nobody
unfolding.
It just keeps unfolding. So you could easily mount that, put some water in there, and sit. Anyway, it's 6 cubic yards. Nobody can conceptualize what that is, but if you're smart and you use like tile from your bathroom, you can get 2,000 pounds of that. Anyway, it's a way to dispose of stuff, and it's like $40. You can buy it. Do It Best Hardware has them. Or in this deal, I'll have it delivered to your home. You have to live in Champaign County for this. I know we have a lot of people from several counties listening, but this one has to be Champaign County because gas is high, right?
Right.
So anyway, they'll drop it at your house, and then when they pick it up, it's like $175, and I'll pay for that.
Okay.
So it's a value of whatever it is, whatever.
BulldoggyBag.com in case you would like to see it in action and see how this is done. But if you have one of those garages where you have a lot of stuff that you're putting in there and it's time to clear things out.
You take a lot to Salt and Light.
You're right.
Salt and Light would love to have things that are good, usable, and
household cleanup.
But if you've got a bunch of stuff that you just don't want and it's definitely headed to a dumpster, then you call Phil and it's $215 and I'll pay.
Right.
So if you are in need of something like this, it feels so good to feel like you're organized.
Right.
And just the mess is like can beat on you.
Even the small remodel jobs, Bulldog Disposal is the call. And when I'm looking over their, 5-star reviews, very professional. Dumpster arrived in a timely fashion. Great to work with Lori and Phil. Great customer service. Very fast on their delivery and pickup. What an awesome company to work with. So this is what you're getting. And you can find out more with a quick online search like I just did. But try to win today. Are we texting in, Stevie?
Yep, text in Bulldog Disposal or Bulldog. Or doggy bag, whatever you want, so we know it's what this is. So I'm going to buy somebody this today. If you want to start the project, get her going.
That's right.
Get her done.
That's right, before the weather really gets bad.
Text in 217-359-2255, 217-359-2255. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday. John Decker next. You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Ohio Republican Jim Jordan is one of two publicly declared candidates so far to replace Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker. Neither were among the 8 Republicans voting to remove McCarthy.
I do think we have to have someone who can bring our team together. I think I'm best equipped to do that. The 8 people who voted in a way that I disagreed with, we got to bring them into the fold.
Congressman Jordan on Fox and Friends. Louisiana Republican Steve Scalise is running for Speaker as well. There's a memorial service today for California Senator Dianne Feinstein.
Vice President Kamala Harris, former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and San Francisco Mayor London Breed are set to speak. The service held at the steps of San Francisco City Hall will also include a recorded message from President Joe Biden.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. There's a private burial ceremony for just family after the service. Feinstein died last Friday, 90 years old. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Halloween trick-or-treating hours set for Champaign, Urbana, and Champaign County. Trick-or-treating will take place October 31st, 6 p. to 8 p. Champaign County Board approved the specific rules, guidelines, and hours which both Champaign and Urbana have historically agreed to. Illinois State Police trying to identify a vehicle possibly involved in the deadly crash last week in Effingham County involving the semi carrying ammonia. Police say the multi-vehicle crash happened Friday night on Highway 40 near Teotopolis. The semi spilled 4,000 gallons of ammonia, resulting in the deaths of 5. Anti-Semitism appears to be on the rise in Illinois. A new report by the Anti-Defamation League shows anti-Semitic incidents increased by 128% last year as compared to 2021. Illinois also saw an increase in white supremacist propaganda distributions and hate crime incidents. If you or anyone else sees these, be sure to report these to local authorities. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. All right, our weather brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you they have their Health and Wellness Expo for seniors coming up on Saturday, October 7th at the Fields. If you want to experience this, it's between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. There's some grab-and-go breakfast. There's a grab-and-go lunch. There's great speakers, technology, services, products, and more. Learn more at carl.org.
So again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana is Saturday, and a change in weather is underway with a cold front knocking on the door. Matter of fact, a secondary one to come sweeping in out of the north and west, and it'll turn winds in from the west-northwest and deliver a decidedly chillier weather pattern, more typical of early November around these parts as we head on into the weekend, early next week, and then a gradual day-to-day moderation in temperatures, maybe a little rain showing up here late next week as well. Speaking of which, a couple of more shower outbreaks for the day today. A rumble of thunder this morning in spots at a high to about 68. Southwest wind will be gusty at times. Lingering shower early on tonight, then partial clearing late, and cooler west wind down to 51. Tomorrow becoming partly sunny. Cooler days worth of weather with a couple of afternoon sprinkles and at about 63 degrees. We'll bottom out into the low 40s tomorrow night, and a windy, much cooler, partly sunny Saturday, 58, up near 60 with sunshine for the day on Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Yes, it is 7:34, ESPN 93.5 on Thursday. John Decker. I want to talk to John Decker. He is the one we know. I want to talk to John Decker. He's at the White House in press room.
John Decker.
Yes, children now singing the song in combines, ladies and gentlemen, all over America. Great Television's White House correspondent, national correspondent, John Decker. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, Stevie. Hope you're doing well today.
Well, nothing going on in your neck of the woods. We ousted a speaker, so that's
Yes, we did.
a little bit historic. So what does it mean, and who's got next?
Well, what it means is that right now there's paralysis as it relates to the House of Representatives. There is no leader in the House of Representatives until they choose a new speaker. And yesterday, 2 House Republicans entered the race to succeed Kevin McCarthy, one being Steve Scalise. He's the number 2 House Republican from Louisiana, and the other one, Jim Jordan, Republican from Ohio. He's chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, and we'll see which one of them can garner enough votes ultimately to be the House Speaker. You need 218 votes to be elected the Speaker of the House. That's what happened with Kevin McCarthy in January after 15 rounds. We'll see likely next Wednesday whether either one of those 2 gentlemen can amass enough votes to be the next House Speaker.
Okay, is either of them, and you were early in on the Steve Scalise is going to be Speaker thing, so this could work out exactly what you said initially. Does he have what it takes? Because I like Jim Jordan, but maybe more of a lightning rod in some corners of the House, I would think. But I mean, Steve Scalise, can he bring Matt Gaetz and the team there to kind of say, we'll go with you?
Well, Matt Gaetz is on the record in the aftermath of dethroning, so to speak, Kevin McCarthy, that he could vote for Steve Scalise. So that answers your question.
Okay.
And Matt Gaetz is the leader of, I think, 8 House Republicans who got rid of Kevin McCarthy as the House Speaker. And, if he can bring those other Congress members along, then, I think Steve Scalise is in good shape. He has garnered the votes of the majority of the Texas congressional delegation, and, I think he's very well liked. That's the reason why he is the number 2 House Republican.
Brother Johnny knows him quite well in Louisiana, and he really likes him. But he's the guy that almost died at the baseball field, was shot, and came into the House chamber on crutches, and everybody gave him a standing ovation.
Yeah.
I think by all accounts, he's a pretty good dude. So, man, third in line to the White House, John Decker on the Tapman's Towing phone line. That's a big gig now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is a big gig. It's a thankless job, as we've learned from Kevin McCarthy. He served in that role for 9 months, and, it was always, to me, a matter of time before someone essentially said, you know what, you're not working out. And that's what happened. Matt Gaetz led that charge that led to him being removed as the House Speaker earlier this week. It happened just lightning fast, when you think about it.
I think there should be the House rules should change to not one guy, maybe 5 people. I mean, I don't like the one guy can call the vote kind of thing, because the Democrats, no matter what, are staying together. That's amazing.
That's right. Right. Yeah, no, you're right. So will they change the rules for this next House Speaker? Maybe that will be something that they ought to look into. That is, what happened was round after round of voting, when Kevin McCarthy couldn't amass 218 votes, he was making promise after promise after promise, and they all came due at the same time. And, one of those promises was allowing this challenge to the speakership by just one individual, and Matt Gaetz took advantage of that rule. All of this talk about, kicking Matt Gaetz out of the Republican conference, for what? He was just following the rules that were in place. He didn't break any rules in terms of what he did. It obviously is atypical and historic, but he didn't break any of the rules that were in place, either House rules or rules that were put in place for the House Republican Conference.
And I think, did Kevin McCarthy say that Nancy Pelosi told him, give it to him, we'll have your, sorry, can't stop laughing, we'll have your back?
Yeah. I don't know about that. I have no
I thought
idea.
he said that at his press conference. In any event,
really?
it's just a head shaker for me. We've got some issues, real issues in America, and you guys can't figure this out. And it's like, oh boy. Anyway, it's and then the guy, whoever the guy is with the gavel in North Carolina, just kicked Nancy Pelosi out of her office, right?
That's right. Patrick McHenry, who essentially is the acting speaker right now. I'm told he did that actually at the behest of the ex-speaker, Kevin McCarthy. I guess payback. I don't know for what.
You said you have my back. Get out. Get out. Take your fancy couch. You just leave.
That's hilarious.
I'll show you.
Yeah. No, it's
yeah.
It's I know you are, but what am I? I just don't. I mean, my whole thing. And I told you. I think I might have told you. I just had this fantasy of calling a joint session of Congress, having senators, House.
Yeah.
Get up there and say, "You guys, you're awesome. I'm going to have to let y'all go." Okay.
Nice job.
And I want to introduce the new head of the Senate. His name is John Decker. Come on, man. We don't know what you are. We don't know what you are.
Yeah, well, then you would know. If I'm a member
well, there you go.
of the House of the Senate, I have to declare myself as one party or another and caucus with one party or another.
Listen, we have, Myra, we just unbelievable list of really, really serious things. The border is totally under attack. Nobody's really reported on it, but it's unbelievable surge across our border, increasing. You got crime that's going nuts. You got all these people in Chicago. I don't know if you saw this meeting in Chicago last night, Diane, but they're screaming, African-American community screaming, saying, well, you can't do this. They're going everywhere. There's no hotels. I mean, it's just a head shaker for sure. You got all kinds of this inflationary stuff. They're talking about oil barrels going to $150, $150. I mean, that's going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, we got problems, and then we're worrying about Kevin McCarthy made me mad. It's just, I don't know, John. And we out here in the heartland are going, come on, common sense party, where are you?
Yeah, that's right. Look, so I think they have to figure out what they're going to do as a party. The House Republicans, it seems like the Senate Republicans have their ducks in a row, and you don't hear any of that coming out of the Senate. They must look over to the House saying, "What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
Why can't you get your act together?" But look, you had 8 House. It's pretty remarkable. You have 8 House Republicans who felt one way, and you had 200 plus House Republicans who wanted to keep Kevin McCarthy as their House Speaker.
Yeah.
And those 8 House Republicans essentially got their way. It's pretty remarkable.
Hey, good news, bad news, Kev. You got 96% support of your party, but you're out. So you're 4%ers,
you gotta
man.
go.
You got to go because the Republicans.
I
guess Nancy was wrong. They didn't have your back. Okay, that's too bad. All right, so we got this, polling coming out. You got this race for I don't know what on the Republican side because every poll is like it's somebody in case Trump can't run. I guess is the way it's shaped out as we thought.
Yeah, well, he is running, and he's dealing with a lot of legal issues right now. That civil fraud trial up in New York City that occupied his time for 3 days this week. I don't think he's going to be in that courtroom today. And he didn't have to be in that courtroom, by the way, any of the days during the course of this week. It's not required for a civil case. But, there's talk about Donald Trump being the next Speaker of the House, but that's just all talk. He has his eye on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. That's what he's going for. He wants to be president once again. And he's going to be in Florida today preparing for likely his next campaign event, likely in one of those early states, Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina. And he's not taking part in that next presidential debate for Republicans, which will be in early November in Miami. That one will be hosted by NBC News.
Are they winnowing it down further for his requirements to get to the Republican debate in Miami, John?
Yeah, they're raising the requirements a bit higher. So, we'll see. We'll see if, certain individuals like the North Dakota governor, like Vivek Ramaswamy, like former Vice President Mike Pence make that debate stage. I did see one poll that came out in the past few days. Nikki Haley's really has a lot of momentum right now as it relates to her polling. Well, she's not near Donald Trump. He's the clear front runner.
Right.
But she has emerged and worked her way into second place, a solid second place, 19% in New Hampshire. So she's really gained some momentum since that second debate that took place just a few weeks ago.
Robert Kennedy Jr. is an independent. Does that play at all and affect anything?
You tell me. I know you've been talking about Robert Kennedy. Does he take votes away from Donald Trump more than he takes votes away from Joe Biden? That's a real possibility. But I think, those days of a third-party candidate really impacting a presidential race are over. I mean, we are such a divided country that you make your choice, with one or the other, and sometimes you hold your nose and pull the lever for one or the other because you dislike one less than the other one. And so look, I don't think Robert Kennedy is going to impact the race in any state in the country. It's for most voters, they see it as a choice between what we are likely to see: Donald Trump once again versus Joe Biden once again.
I think Ralph Nader might have cost Al Gore the election in 2000, though.
I agree.
Man.
Absolutely.
So
I do. Absolutely. 100%.
2.5%. So I'm wondering if it gets to be 45, 44 and somebody is pulling 6% from somebody. I don't know either. I have no idea the impact, but I know Bill Clinton never got 50, right? He never had to get 50.
Bill Clinton never got 50. That's right. He never, as it relates to the popular vote, never got above 50%. Yeah, pretty remarkable. Because he had Ross Perot as a third-party candidate for both of his runs.
Bill Clinton came out, the right-winger. It's amazing what time does to people. Anyway, he said we ought to shut the border. What a right-winger. What a bigot. What a stinking bigot. He did. Bill Clinton came out and said we got to do something down there, and nobody covered it because that was the wrong thing to say.
I see.
Yeah, well, I think the administration is now focusing on a real issue, and that is the border. It is a crisis. You can't use any other word but crisis to describe the number of migrants that are coming to the U.S.-Mexico border every day. It's just historic. And now we see news that, indeed, the Biden administration is going to greenlight, guess what, construction of a section of the border wall between the U.S. and Mexico. And that is being done at the behest of the Department of Homeland Security that just is being overwhelmed by the number of migrants coming to the U.S.-Mexico border on a daily basis.
Okay, so we talk about your expertise as a journalist, that you report the facts, you let people figure things out based on the facts of the story. Yeah. You're one of the best for sure. Well, CNN published a story yesterday talking about yelling at people, yelling at children. And it was a study talking about the harm that could do when you yell at your child. And there may be, in fact, be some issues there, depending on who's yelling, what they're saying, all these other things. But then they said it's the same as sexual assault or sexual abuse. The study didn't say that, John. The study didn't say that. They just included that so that you can see how harmful it is to yell at people. And it's like, okay, so that's not real journalism.
Right.
That just isn't correct.
You don't just make things up as you go along.
That's worth fact checking me. But I saw the story yesterday, and it was like, you got to be kidding. You can't just ad-lop that in because you think so.
Right.
I mean, come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I don't know. You know what? I don't still believe it's going to be Trump Biden, and I just think I've got this stadium vision of where Barack Obama spoke in Denver, sold out. The pillars. And I see somebody parachuting down and landing herself, and Michelle Obama unveiling that she's running in August, too late the campaign, just her name there, and she'll win. It'll be awful. I'm sorry. Just can't.
No, you look, you never know. You're not the only one. There's a friend of ours who's a former congressman, represented the Nashville area, and he too believes that exactly what you just said. He doesn't think it's going to be Trump versus Biden, and he thinks on both parties it's going to be a different person representing the party. So look, I don't know. I can't see the future. I don't know what's going to happen. It's often things that are just unexpected. So we'll have to see as the next few months work their way out, and how the civil case goes in New York for Donald Trump. Not that will impact anything other than his business dealings. And then how those criminal cases work themselves out, that will take place in the early part of 2024.
I think it probably is more indicative of where we are in America, when a Michelle Obama, an Oprah, The Rock could probably win the presidency. And you're thinking, well, wait a minute. Dwight Eisenhower was the Allied leader, and he said, let's go. And he did all that at, D-Day and all these other things and important things as a general and all these. And then what would we do? Oh, well, you worked where? Oh, the 7-Eleven? Okay. That's awesome. Where's the stuff? Where's the incredible experience of what you've done to lead our country? And it's like, just get a celebrity. Yeah. I mean, right now, I asked this question of Mark Lauder earlier in an hour. John Decker, who's the most recognized person in the world right now? Donald Trump or Taylor Swift?
Yeah. I would say Donald Trump. I would say Donald Trump.
But how famous is Taylor Swift now? The people are watching football just to get a glimpse of the Kansas City game.
That's pretty crazy. Isn't that funny? I don't get that. I really don't.
Look at the red lipstick. It's unbelievable.
That's right.
Yeah, Taylor Swift.
The Swifties are all over it.
And they're buying jerseys of her boyfriend. That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
How about that?
Crazy.
That's pretty remarkable.
John,
it's called Tavis now. Taylor and Travis mixed together now.
Well, I've heard all kinds of things, right?
John Decker, Great Television's White House correspondent extraordinaire in Washington, D.C. My friend, keep up your great reporting. Keep up your great work. Whenever you ask a question, it makes the news.
Well, thank you so much. Always great to be on your show. I asked a question of President Biden yesterday in the Roosevelt Room. So that was something that doesn't happen that often, quite frankly, that opportunity. So it was just a few of us that were in the Roosevelt Room at the White House, and it was an opportunity to ask President Biden about, what we see happening, what you and I just discussed on the House side of the Capitol, and how that paralysis could impact, his agenda, what he wants to do, and, even could impact some of his domestic policy and foreign policy initiatives. So, look, I'm very appreciative when I get those opportunities, and I ask questions. You know this, Stevie. I ask questions that if you were in the room or any of your listeners were in the room, you'd ask a similar type of question. I'm always thinking about that.
I think you ask the questions that are well thought out, that are planned, while other journalists are throwing lob balls. A lot of times, I'm going, where do you get that? What did you think about this for 4 minutes before you came in here? You're always ready, and then you're ready for the follow, which is, again, important. Yeah. And then you also listen to their response and change your follow if it's a change. You do that. So
I do.
So what happened in the Roosevelt Room yesterday with your question? I mean, we don't have that audio, but tell us.
Oh, I think I sent it to Stevie. It's on Stevie for not playing that, right,
Dang
Stevie?
Didn't
I send that to you?
He's looking now to see, but just let us know because we're not going to get to it in time.
Hold on, I got it right dang here. See if I can.
Okay.
Yeah, there you are.
You got it? I mean, can you hold it up to the mic then?
It's just so professional.
Initiatives being imperiled because of what we saw happen yesterday, the dysfunction in Congress, the chaos that we saw on the House side. Does that concern you in any way?
The dysfunction always concerns me. The programs that we have argued over, we passed bipartisanly, I'm not concerned that they're going to all of a sudden come in and try to undo them, although there will be some. There will be some, I'm sure. There's half a dozen or more extreme MAGA Republicans who would like to eliminate just about everything I've done. But I don't think that's going to get there.
How about that? And how about the fact that I even had a phone and had enough to... That's so cool, John. Keep sending them. Next time, as I said, I'm just as prepared as you. So we're just the same. Our jobs are the same.
Okay.
I come prepared. I never wing anything. Anyway,
you made it happen, Stevie.
You're the best.
Great.
We appreciate what you do out there, because I'm telling you, and it's kind of sad, there are not a lot of John Deckers out there. I mean, you're a journalist. I need about 150,000 of you. And I don't blame the journalists necessarily. It's the guys in the office saying, "Don't follow. That's a stupid story. Stay off that." I mean, there are guys in the office, the editors and the guys that are in charge.
Right. The news director.
Yeah, and then if you come out and you're a young journalist, you're idealistic, and I get all that, but then you got to just follow what the facts say, Republican or Democrat. You got to follow it.
Please
help me. We got soccer practice and we're busy. Okay, John, keep up your great work with Great Television. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Stevie. Have a great day and a great weekend. We'll talk next week for sure.
Thank you. John Decker, live in Washington, D.C., near the White House. Great Television's White House correspondent. We don't have a Great Television affiliate around here. There's some in Illinois, but none in Champaign.
Okay, and you can always hear this segment, StevieJay.com, as you tap into our podcast feature.
All right, this time every week we do Nathaniel's son in Chicago. Not today, but he'll be back next Thursday.
Okay.
All right, ESPN 93.5. It is 7:54. I want to grab this weather forecast. It's changing rain. Weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
They remind you Climate Action Week is in progress now, and especially at Crystal Lake Park with activities from 1 to 4 on Saturday. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and vicinity. That change in weather is underway with a pair of strong cold fronts to sweep on by. One currently underway, secondary system due in over the course of the weekend, and it'll bring temperatures down to late October, early November-like levels. Occasional showers for the day-to-day. A rumble of thunder around this morning. 68 the forecast high. With a southwest wind, it'll be gusty at times. Lingering shower threat this evening. Then partial clearing late and cooler down to 51 with a west wind. For the day tomorrow, becoming partly sunny. A couple of afternoon sprinkles, but should be dry for the football game. 63 the afternoon. 50s for much of the game on a west-northwesterly wind. Cooler tomorrow night with overnight lows down to 42. For the day on Saturday, windy, much cooler, partly sunny and 58. Up near 60 on Sunday. Low to mid-60s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Looks like we'll introduce milder air mass and perhaps some rainfall for the end portion of next week with high temperatures closing in on 70 degrees. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Illini fans, for a limited time at Jets Pizza, new popcorn chicken pizzas. Their tasty popcorn chicken on their famous BBQ, Aloha BBQ, Buffalo Ranch, or Bacon Ranch pizzas. It's new and a limited time offer, so don't miss out. Try any of the 4 for just $17.99. Code BBQ. Their popcorn chicken pizzas are perfect to order while watching football with friends and family. Try their tasty popcorn chicken on their famous BBQ, Aloha BBQ, Buffalo Ranch, or Bacon Ranch pizzas. Just $17.99. Code BBQ. Jets, better because it has to be.
With the leaves and temperatures beginning to fall, it's time to make sure those furnaces are in great running order. Get that furnace tuned up so it doesn't let you down on the cold nights. Dogtown is the People's Choice #1 HVAC company again in 2023. Ask about the current 0% financing offer on all Lennox high comfort systems and single component units for qualifying applicants. The number's 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Your home's best friend.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Eric Bowen with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan in place, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation. Contact us at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Okay, we're going to break for the news and be back with another hour. You're always welcome to text in for our Stever offer. Bulldog Disposal, the doggy bag where you can get organized, throw things away you don't want, donate to Salt and Light if you do want to give stuff away, because they love that because they make money and fun things.
That's right.
So, but if you're needing a doggy bag, it's 6 cubic yards of canvas that holds about 2,000 pounds of stuff, and it's actually entertaining. When Phil comes to your house and takes his big old truck and uses the crane and then lifts it into the it's just cool.
Get the whole family out with their lawn chairs, safe distance away.
Yeah,
but
that's right. No,
let's
watch him work it. If you have little kids, they love that.
I know.
It's like touch a truck. Man.
Right there in your driveway.
So you can do that. Just text me a doggy bag or Phil, Bulldog, something. Yeah, 217-359-2255. It's $40 for the bag, available at Do It Best Hardware if you want to go buy it. I'll have it delivered to your house for you. And then it's $175 to pick it up. I'll pay for that. All right, the news coming up next. It is cloudy, cooler, rainy as expected. We'll be right back.
Crossroads Contractor Supply specializes in the delivery of tools and supplies within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana. Reliable, timely, and with reasonable prices, Crossroads Contractor Supply knows what equipment and tools are needed for your job. Get the job done right with proper tools and equipment. Did something break? Construction materials, tools, as well as safety equipment, all available at Crossroads Contractor Supply. Visit Crossroads Contractor Supply CircusSportsIL.com.
The world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. The Circus Sports Illinois app is ready for action. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. CircusSports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Todd Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
Break for the news. We'll be right back. Again, we're expecting a cooler game for the game tomorrow night in Nebraska, and it's not going to be, like stupid wind, but it's going to be windy from the west. Could change the ball game too. All right, news at 8. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Jim Jordan for House Speaker. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I do think we have to have someone who can bring our team together.
The Republican congressman just told Fox as Speaker he would
go do the things we told the American people we would do for them.
And Jordan says he supports legislation to end government shutdown drama for good.
That bill says if we get to the end of the fiscal year, we haven't done the appropriations bills, the government stays funded, but we stay here round the clock until we do our job.
Now, House Majority Leader Steve Scalise is also a candidate for Speaker for the House to consider next week. They're in recess till then. And GOP Congressman Bob Good, one of the 8 Republicans who joined Democrats voting Kevin McCarthy out, tells Fox they will not support changing the rule that allows just one member to call for a vote to oust the Speaker.
We'll elect a strong, secure leader who knows they serve at the pleasure of their members, and they'll keep that in place. It was in place for 200 years till Nancy Pelosi changed it. That's an important part of our rules package.
President Biden's doing a 180 at the border, restarting wall construction he stopped when he took office.
The Biden administration waiving 26 federal laws in South Texas to allow construction on 17 miles of border wall in the Rio Grande Valley. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says, quote, there is presently an acute and immediate need to construct physical barriers and roads in the vicinity of the border.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz, they'll build it in Starr County, Texas, where nearly 250,000 migrants crossed in the just ended fiscal year, which set a new record for illegal entry into the U.S. Today, the head of Homeland Security, the Secretary of State, and the Attorney General are in Mexico for talks on slowing migration. For a second day, about 75,000 healthcare workers will picket in a 3-day strike against Kaiser Permanente.
I've worked through COVID until today, and things haven't gotten any better.
He's in Virginia. The strike also affects hospitals and facilities in California, Colorado, Oregon, Maryland, and Washington State and D.C. America's listening to Fox News.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
President Biden will gather with his national security team today, focused on Ukraine, as he urges Congress to approve more military aid, while European leaders gather in Spain, where Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says if they don't help stop Russia's invasion in Ukraine,
it will have enough strength to attack the countries in focus of Russian expansion. And in addition to Ukraine, these are definitely the Baltic states and definitely other countries where Russia contingents are present.
There's also concern in Europe about global warming.
Last month was one for the history books. The hottest September since records began, 1.7 degrees higher than average across the globe. The European Union's Climate Service released the data at the end of a summer where much of Europe baked and wildfires ravaged a number of countries. Extreme heat has continued into October with record monthly highs in Spain. Scientists say the release of warming gases like carbon dioxide is one reason, but the El Niño weather effect has also driven up the heat. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
A shooting in Holyoke, Massachusetts injured a pregnant woman. Doctors delivered her baby, but the child died. There are suspects in custody. 3 police officers are stable in Philadelphia the morning after responding to a boy's call that his father had shot his uncle.
When officers arrive, he begins to immediately fire upon our officers, striking 2 officers and 1 sergeant.
Acting Philadelphia Police Commissioner John Stanford says they fired back, killing the boy's father. That uncle's in critical condition. A Cleveland County, Oklahoma sheriff's deputy was shot and wounded at a traffic stop. A bystander killed by a stray bullet. The gunman drove off, still on the run. We just got an update on unemployment showing a slight increase in first-time claims last week up to 207,000. Tomorrow, we'll get the monthly hiring numbers and the new unemployment rate. On Wall Street, stock futures down before the opening bell. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. No one hurt after a fire broke out inside Memorial Stadium at the University of Illinois Champaign. It happened when a groundskeeping equipment caught fire inside. The fire put out within about 30 minutes. The Illini set to host Nebraska at Memorial Stadium tomorrow night. Illinois State Police trying to identify a car possibly involved in the deadly crash last week in Effingham County involving a semi carrying ammonia. They say the multi-vehicle crash happened Friday night on Highway 40 near Teotopolis. The semi spilled 4,000 gallons of ammonia, resulting in the deaths of 5. Champaign Fire says 1 firefighter hurt Tuesday night when a fire broke out at Memorial Stadium. It started in a maintenance area located under the horseshoe seating area of the stadium. Workers at the stadium says they heard a loud boom and then saw black smoke in the area of the horseshoe as they escaped. Halloween trick-or-treating hours set for Champaign-Urbana and Champaign County. The hours take place 6 p to 8 p. Be safe. Enjoy. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Merritt.
Hey, good morning. I'm Stevie Jay. That's Diane Ducey. We got the Smoke Show coming up. That's where our friend Tim Onstad helps you with your grilling and smoking and all these things. He's a pitmaster champ.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
Talk about the brisket and the ribs.
Well, I mean,
we know from tasting it a few times.
Greg Soye knows it too.
Oh yeah,
you had that stuff, man.
He's a barbecueologist.
I love that.
Barbecueologist, a new coin we were going to have to use here.
There you go.
It's our meteorologist, Greg Soye. Raining quite hard in downtown Philo.
It is.
It's the weather has changed as you have predicted. So what's next here, friend?
Well, several more of these little kind of light to moderate steady showers that come on by. They'll kind of ebb and flow and trickle down to a few drops and then pick on up. Nothing heavy, nothing severe, nothing out of control. Back edge is still a ways to go, and everything's kind of tracking more southwest to northeast. And so while the break is kind of at the Illinois, we're actually watching out south and west of St. Louis to get a little more of a discernible easing here later on this morning, and a little more be kind of a hit and miss way to label the rainfall for this afternoon. Again, about a quarter to less than a third of an inch across the area. We can deal with that. You'll be able to get in the fields a couple of days after that. And for football, though, yeah, we've been spoiled with kind of a baseball-like weather pattern, summer-like. It's going to be a little more late October-ish around here. Afternoon readings will be probably in the lower 60s tomorrow, and then fall back in the mid to upper 50s, somewhere about 57, 58 at kickoff time. And there'll be a healthy breeze kind of funneling its way out of the west-northwest across Memorial Stadium. So the warmer wardrobe will be mandatory in that west-northwest wind at around 15 miles per hour. And other than a sprinkle tomorrow afternoon, we're in good shape until late next week, as well as the shower activity of this morning. 65 at Willard and Savoy. I don't think we're going to really climb much, maybe to 67, 68 for the day today. So a markedly cooler day, and frequent shower activity this morning, a rumble of thunder, a little more intermittent basis to the rainfall chances later on this afternoon and early on tonight. And we'll see skies break later on tonight, and even with that, a low down to 51. Partly sunny and afternoon sprinkle tomorrow. Before the game, up to 63. Just 58 Saturday, 59 Sunday, low to mid-60s Monday to Wednesday next week. We'll try to get close to 70, maybe introduce a little more light rain in parts of the area for late next week as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Sullivan.
Greg, I'm going to tell you the joke I heard this morning.
Yep.
Kind of hurts, but tornadoes are around the Chicagoland area. People are told to shelter at Soldier Field because there's no chance at a touchdown there.
Wrong. Remember
this is
the Gifford outbreak?
Get the touchdown. Bears can't score. Go to Soldier. Yeah.
Oh,
it's not a funny joke.
If you have to explain it,
it's funny that Greg goes right into his meteorological.
Because that's what you get with a white lab coat that he puts on every morning with his goggles.
The pocket protector.
He's a scientist.
Yeah, you get a weather station at, age 12, 13, 4, whatever it was back 100 years ago.
That's good, but I thought that was almost cruel for the poor Bears.
Right.
Can't score a touchdown.
In action tonight against the Commanders.
Yeah. But yes, in fact, tornadoes could actually hit Soldier Field, but it was a touchdown thing. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Greg.
Never mind.
You got to come back for the barbecue. You got to come back for the barbecueologist. Just let me know.
There you go.
Barbecuologist. He's got to get that labeled on his truck or his pit or something like that. Like
the doctor.
Barbecuologist.
Way better.
Like
than
those weenies from Ohio State always rattling about themselves.
Ohio State
University.
You're the man. Thank you, partner. We appreciate it.
See ya.
810 ESPN 93.5. I guess it really fell flat with him. I thought it was funny.
I did too.
And you got it.
I did.
But he went right to the meteorological thing and did that.
Well, you emphasized touchdown. Maybe you worked it,
I didn't tell it right.
Maybe you
listen, stand-up's not easy. It is not easy, friends. Okay, so it's Thursday, so by tomorrow I'll have us winning the national championship with 2 losses. So,
I'm feeling better about Nebraska.
I mean, we always feel better after
right now we're only 3 points predicted to win.
3.5. I think that's kind of where it was all week. I'm told it wasn't ever 7, so I don't know what you thought it was.
Oh.
I don't think it was. I think it was more in that 3 or 4. That's what Kyle thought. Anyway, the bottom line is we're slight favorites because we're at home, but prepare for jackets. I think 50s, right? Windy.
Right.
And the worst thing, maybe one of the worst things, the worst thing is to be at Wrigley Field off the lake when you don't have enough clothes. That's just awful because you're freezing. And then you find newspapers and you cover yourself in newspaper. I mean, it's that bad. I mean, then you want to buy a $900 sweatshirt. I mean, it's
I know.
Wrigley Field off the lake, but you don't want to go to a game and not be, because you can always overdress and take them off.
That's right.
But you can't put them on.
You can wear your sweatshirt around your hips while you're tailgating 4 to 7.
People are going to go to the ball game wear their tank top and shorts because they're going to be drinking. And they're not going to be cold, but it's going to be chilly enough to wear stuff.
That's right.
Just FYI. And again, it's...
Thank you, Dad. Okay.
Hey! Just quiet down back there.
That's right.
Don't make me pull over this car. So it's all going to happen tomorrow. You're going to have some free time. I'm sure you prepared for this because it's tomorrow, and if you want to tailgate and you want to start early, you got to go noon or whatever. Whatever you do for your tailgates, it's definitely awkward for the tailgating because A, windy, B, it's Friday, right? It's just you got to really, and people that do this are already ready. They don't need me to tell them to get ready.
Exactly.
But it's fun. It's just so the atmosphere walking around. I mean, obviously, our peak walking around was Toledo. Because there's all this anticipation of this year. And, folks, we got a lot of football left. If you were to win tomorrow night, and I think we truly can, that'll make you feel
then
a lot
we'll be
better.
3-3.
3-3.
Yeah.
And 3 away.
Halfway there.
With games with Indiana, Northwestern, Minnesota.
Yeah.
I mean, the bowl thing isn't out. Now, if you lose tomorrow, nobody's going to think you're going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's a big one. It really is.
We'll really start talking basketball then.
Yeah. So.
You know when basketball's the main topic at the football tailgate that we've turned a corner.
Yeah, we don't want
a
that.
season like that as an Illini fan.
I want to keep talking about football.
Yes.
We just are not done yet, but tomorrow is important to keep the fans really engaged. I think they'll be engaged. We'll go to Maryland. That'll be a real challenge at Maryland, and then you come home, Wisconsin homecoming. Is that right?
Yes. Wow. On the 21st. Now, that's either 11 or 2:30 kickoff time on that.
It's going to depend on us.
And then on Friday, we'll have our PIA show on the 20th. So that's essentially 3 to 5. And the homecoming parade is at 5:30.
Yeah.
So I'm, getting all my game face on for homecoming. And of course, homecoming week will start on Sunday the 15th. And we've got Josh Whitman, who was honored by the Boy Scouts as the Distinguished Citizen this week. I just love Josh Whitman, our athletic director. Isn't he amazing?
He's a good runner, too.
Yeah.
He's all over town
and,
running.
He'll be doing the 5K ahead of homecoming to start things off in the Helene Gateway area, and then the dyeing of the fountain. Yeah. And we've also got the pancakes that are served. It is a blast.
It's a couple of weeks
Sunday.
away.
I know. That's why I'm starting to star the date and get my game face on to be out there. The Marching Illini and all that.
He runs that 5K every home game, I think.
Yeah, he does.
So would Josh run at my pace? If we run at my pace, we're going to have to start earlier because he'll miss the game. It's 8:14. Let's check sports headlines.
Are you sure about that, Stevie, with your CrossFit?
No, I could be okay. I mean, I can't go his pace because I don't run that far.
Sure.
But I can do okay in a 400 meter. I can probably do 2.5 minutes on a 400
and essentially,
meter.
if you're interested in any of that, it's fightingillini.com for all the
there
details.
You go. Yeah.
And from 4 to 7 at Grange Grove is when they do the Illini Walk and that Marching Illini, and they're, of course, embedded in various aspects of Friday's game against Nebraska, but they also have their concert on Sunday at 3 on the 8th. So keep that in mind, too. That's only $10. Love taking the kids to that back in the day. Really got Aiden interested in playing that bass drum when he was in Unity.
Yeah, I bet.
Marching band.
He was good at it.
Some of the other games we're watching for Saturday will be Maryland at number 4 Ohio State right now. They've got the Buckeyes 20-point favorites. And that's against Maryland. Maryland's pretty good.
Maryland's pretty good, but Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State are a little different. Maryland's trying to fit into the club. We'll see if they can.
Number 2, Michigan will be at Minnesota with 2:30 kickoff time on Saturday. You got Rutgers at Wisconsin and Purdue at Iowa. And Iowa's without their QB, right? Because wasn't there an injury?
He's out. He's ACL for the year. So
shoot. So, but not for us. I mean, we've got Iowa late, don't we?
We got Iowa up there.
Yeah.
So we'll play him up there, and that'll be we'll be against the second team guy. So.
We already mentioned the Bears in Washington against the Commanders at 7:15 tonight. Always great to watch from Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue, because on the Bears game they run a lot of specials and oftentimes give out a bunch of prizes. A friend of mine won that Justin Fields jersey, and she was ecstatic. We have Purdue beating Illinois in volleyball. Next up will be the Stuff Hup event against Wisconsin. 11 wins in a row from our Parkland Cobras volleyball team, beating Illinois Central College yesterday. And when it comes to wild card playoffs, the teams all swept. We didn't have to go to 3 games on any of these. So we'll have Texas Rangers, the Phillies, Minnesota Twins, and Arizona Diamondbacks moving on into their postseason.
All right, just got a survey back from Interstate Batteries. They're a Stever. That means they go and people go get a free battery for their vehicle, and then they do their survey. Please rate your overall experience with Interstate All Battery Center, North Madison, Champaign, as you're driving toward the high school, St. Thomas More. What do you think? Excellent. Please explain. I went in for a new battery for my Jeep, was waited on quickly. An employee looked up the size I needed. Within 5 minutes, I was out the door with my new battery.
Wow.
In my experience, they are worth it. Love the service at this store. Excellent, excellent. Carry the products I need. Excellent. Competitively priced. Excellent. And that's just what we get from Interstate. So if you have any battery needs, I don't know. Unless you want to go and sit, get a ride back and all that.
And obviously, Mark and the team love hearing that. That's one of the advantages to being one of our Stever partners, is you get this kind of feedback. And then you can tell your team how good they're doing.
No, they do that. they say, hey, Mike did a great job, and Mark go tell Mike he did a great job, and that's really nice.
That's the same with Phil and his team with Bulldog Disposal today.
Yeah, we got a doggy bag. I'm paying for it all, $215 I'll pay for one pickup for your canvas doggy bag that will get rid of junk that you've been trying to sort and get rid of. Just text in doggy bag 217-359-2255. By the way, most of the people that go to Interstate say I buy them at Walmart, the big box store. And the thing you got to do if you buy a battery at big box store is ask for the date on the battery, because sometimes it's dusty back there.
Yeah.
And you don't want a 4-year-old battery that's been sitting, because batteries can drain just sitting.
Well, and at my mom's networking group, they love the Interstate battery, testing the battery to make sure you even need a battery.
They'll do that for free.
Because sometimes you don't even need it.
Well, there you go.
And they'll tell you, and they're honest. And Interstate Battery, by the way, located over by the High School of St. Thomas More.
Off Mattis, way out there. But worth the drive.
Exactly.
We'll be right back. Again, doggy bag if you want one of these cool things from Phil at Bulldog Disposal. Today's featured Stever.
359-2255. Text in the word Bulldog to try to win.
All right. Concerned about markets? I don't know. We'll get the update coming up next.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and a change in weather is underway with a cold front knocking on the door. Matter of fact, a secondary one to come sweeping in out of the north and west, and it'll turn winds in from the west-northwest and deliver a decidedly chillier weather pattern, more typical of early November around these parts as we head on into the weekend, early next week, and then a gradual day-to-day moderation in temperatures, maybe a little rain showing up here late next week as well. Speaking of which, a couple of more shower outbreaks for the day today. A rumble of thunder this morning in spots, and a high to about 68. Southwest wind will be gusty at times. Lingering shower early on tonight, then partial clearing late, and cooler west wind down to 51. Tomorrow becoming partly sunny. Cooler days worth of weather with a couple of afternoon sprinkles, and a high to about 63 degrees. We'll bottom out into the low 40s tomorrow night, and a windy, much cooler, partly sunny Saturday, 58. Up near 60 with sunshine for the day on Sunday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
There was little change in the job market reported last week. The number of new claims for unemployment benefits rose, but just by 2,000 to 207,000. The number of people remaining on benefits in the latest reading declined to 1.66 million. That's down 1,000. The monthly employment report is released tomorrow. Also, the trade deficit declined 9.9% in August to $58.3 billion. ConAgra shares are lower. The maker of Healthy Choice, Slim Jim, and other food brands says shoppers are buying less. Its prices are up more than 6%. Shoppers were spending more at Costco last month. Sales increased 4.5%, though Costco says higher gas prices mean its customers were paying more to fill up. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
5 inches of rain by tomorrow.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com.
Are you tired of getting the short end of the stick and always being stuck with cold water for your showers? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing is here to help. With current tax incentives and rebates, you can save up to $900 on a high-efficiency tankless water heater, unlimited hot water, and saving on your energy bills. It seems like the best gift you could give your home. With the current promotion of 0% financing for qualified applicants, you can't afford not to call. 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Football
Baseball fans, plan to party at Pia's before, after, and during games as you get on the watch parties with great prizes and giveaways during the fourth quarter on special game days. Get 5 bottles in the Coors Light bucket for $16.75 or enjoy the $8.95 pitcher special on Illini game days. It's $5 for Blue Moon drafts and Jack Daniels drinks. Murder your thirst with liquid death water and CBD products. Pia's is the place to party. 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
ESPN 93.5, Jim Whitfield, Professor Emeritus in Entomology. You like May Birnbaum? Are you that good, Jim?
Well, I'm right across the hall from her, so maybe I don't have to be.
Just ask May, right? No,
exactly. Yes.
Listen, there are all kinds of. I'm seeing more moths. I'm seeing what look like massive mosquitoes flying around. I think they eat mosquitoes. I'm seeing the unusual things, little black bugs. They're kind of
and those bite. What are those?
What
and
is
is it
that?
like during harvest, Jim?
Yes, those are most of the things that do that this time of year are what are called minute pirate bugs. And they're very tiny little predators that actually in crops most of the time are pretty beneficial in that they eat eggs and small soft larvae of other insects. They pierce them, they have a beak and they pierce them and suck the juice out of them. And so that's kind of what they're doing on your skin when they get on you in the fall. And I have no idea what's going through their heads, whether they're just trying something out or, what. But they do bite. They're not dangerous. As far as I know, people don't really have allergies to them, but they are annoying.
Well, I mean, it just. I think in your world, Jim, I would be freaked out if I put things under a microscope. You just said a little black bug had a beak. I don't want to see the. I don't want to see the beak. I don't want to see a beak.
I just did an online search of this minute pirate bug, and that is not nice.
Minute pirate bug, and it hurts when they're itty bitty little itty bitties.
And see, when you do smash them, they just totally disintegrate right away if they happen to hop on you because they're going to bite you. But it's wild the way they just
Oh, are we seeing more moths than what am I seeing when I see a massive mosquito 10 times the size of a mosquito? I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, those are crane flies. And no, they don't eat mosquitoes, but they tend to come from kind of moist soil and, rotting vegetation and things like that. So you start to see more of them at certain times of year. There's a lot of different kinds of them. So you'll see those a lot. And now that it's got warm nights, you see them around at night a lot and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They're also mostly harmless things, but unfortunately they don't eat mosquitoes.
Okay, I think certainly
not a,
bats feast on mosquitoes, right?
Right, in a bunch.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Well, when they can, the really tiny mosquitoes, I think, are probably eaten more by dragonflies and things like that.
All right, we need a dragonfly farm. Okay, so it's Jim Whitfield, who's Professor Emeritus in Entomology. Are we seeing more moths, though? I think I do see more moths.
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's one in particular, the green clover worm moth that comes out this time of year. And the caterpillars of those things feed on all kinds of plants, soybeans, clover, wild indigo out on the prairies, and black locusts, a lot of things that we have a lot of around here. And they have multiple generations a year, but this one's kind of the big one. So they all kind of pop out at this time of year and start dispersing to lay eggs and so on. And they're not a huge pest, but they're common enough that, at this time of year, they just, it's funny. I was running over at Meadowbrook Park last week, and I passed somebody, and they were talking about these moths. What are those black moths that are flying around my house right now and so on? And I knew exactly what they were talking about because there's like 5 times as many as usual of those around my house too.
Jim, what happens in that moment? Do you stop your run and then do a little education piece for 3 minutes?
A little seminar.
They are asking about this green cloverworm moth. I mean, do you educate them?
Well, yeah, I stopped and said something for a minute, but, we were in the middle of a conversation, so I didn't.
You're running a 6-minute mile. You can't stop very long, Jim. I mean...
Yeah, well, I just retired. I'm not running 6-minute miles anymore, but...
What, did you used to? Are you like one of those guys? I mean, did you run marathons and stuff?
Not marathons, but I used to run pretty fast.
I bet
when
you.
I was young, but that's, I'm 67 now, so I don't do that anymore.
What are you doing for the next 40 years, Jim? Come on, man, you're just starting. Let's go.
There you go.
May's going to keep calling you. May Birnbaum is an incredibly unique individual that is so stinking smart, it's ridiculous. I mean,
when it comes to bugs, and she says she gets pictures and spiders and stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, she loves that
for
stuff.
People to identify.
I've read there's more bugs in 1 square country mile than there are humans on Earth. Is that true?
I don't know. I would imagine it would depend on the country mile.
Yeah.
Maybe parking lot, not.
No, that's right. That's
right.
Yeah, you get there's a lot of buggies out there, and plenty of bugs we still haven't identified. Correct? Or isn't there just zillions of things?
For sure. Yeah, that's sort of where I come in. I do a lot of descriptions of new species in the tropics and things like that. So.
Well, then you need to go to Grand Cayman and go to work. That's what you need to do. May will pay for it. Just get an expense credit card. You got this, Jim. You got this.
Yeah, I think they've gotten off the hook for me, though. I just retired at the end of 2021.
Oh, man.
So,
well,
so.
My final question is about the woolly worms that cross the street. I always try to dodge those. What's happening with that when they're crossing the country roads, the woolly worms?
Yeah, they're just walking along and looking for a place to spin their cocoon for the winter, and they're just often they'll disperse a little way away from where they were feeding to do that, just to find a sheltered spot or something.
But they need to talk to the possum, Jim. We don't cross the road, man.
Right.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Gosh. Jim Whitfield, we appreciate you, my friend, Professor Emeritus Entomology. But you're always going to be talking bugs because you're so darn good at this. That's right. Thing, so appreciate your time.
All right.
Thanks for being on.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Learning about the crane flies and the minute pirate bugs and the green clover worm moth this morning. That was awesome.
We need to get May on sometime, see how I can name a bug.
Yeah, she's at Cornell with a conference this week. So.
Minute pirate bug, who named that?
I know.
It's offensive to the pirates. 8:30 ESPN 93.5.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy lost his job under a rule he approved that just one member could call for a vote for removal. Ohio Republican Jim Jordan's running for Speaker now and tells Fox,
if the conference wants that rule changed, if I'm Speaker, I'm not going to go to Democrats to get that done. No way. We will have to decide as 222 Republicans, are we going to change that?
Louisiana Republican Steve Scalise has also publicly declared that he's a candidate for Speaker. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is on a 4-day trip to Mexico, Ecuador, and Colombia, telling migrants, don't come. You're being lied to about how easy it'll be.
I say to those who are pursuing the American dream, it should not turn into a nightmare.
Mayor Adams in Mexico City. The Biden administration, meantime, is waiving 26 federal laws to speed up border wall construction in South Texas, 17 miles in Starr County, after a record-breaking month and year of migrant encounters at the border. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois State Police trying to identify a vehicle possibly involved in the deadly crash last week in Effingham County involving a semi carrying ammonia. Police say the multi-vehicle crash happened Friday night on Highway 40 near the town of Teotopolis. The semi spilled 4,000 gallons of ammonia, killing 5. An election for the new Speaker of the House set to be held next Wednesday after Kevin McCarthy ousted from the role. All 3 GOP House members from Illinois opposed his removal. They included Mary Miller, Darren LaHood, and Mike Boss. McCarthy says he'll not run again. The governor waiting on the federal government's response to the migrant crisis in Chicago. The governor said the White House going over a list of requests made in a letter he sent this week. He recommended the Biden administration appoint a single person to lead the migrant relief effort and asked for the president to use his executive power to waive fees for work authorization. And that's a look at what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm John Miller.
Welcome to Sarah Champaign, home of their award-winning Honda dealership, a double recipient of the prestigious Honda President's Award. With a legacy of excellence, they offer you the finest selection of Honda vehicles backed by unparalleled customer service. As a two-time winner, they're committed to exceeding your expectations. Visit them today at Route 45 at Burwalk or Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, Champaign.com. Sarah Champaign, home of Honda, BMW, Subaru, Buick, and GMC. That's sarahchampaign.com.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Pan vicinity. That change in weather is underway with a pair of strong cold fronts to sweep on by. One currently underway, a secondary system due in over the course of the weekend, and it'll bring temperatures down to late October, early November-like levels. Occasional showers for the day-to-day, a rumble of thunder around this morning, 68 the forecast high. With a southwest wind, it'll be gusty at times. Lingering shower threat this evening, then partial clearing late, and cooler down to 51 with a west wind. For the day tomorrow, becoming partly sunny, a couple of afternoon sprinkles, but should be dry for the football game. 63 in the afternoon, 50s for much of the game on a west-northwesterly wind. Cooler tomorrow night with overnight lows down to 42. For the day on Saturday, windy, much cooler, partly sunny and 58, up near 60 on Sunday, low to mid-60s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Looks like we'll introduce a milder air mass and perhaps some rainfall for the end portion of next week with high temperatures closing in on 70 degrees. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Capture every mood with Merle Norman's Fall Moods color collection. Warm and cool romance eye and cheek palettes feature 4 velvety eyeshadows and 2 blushes for creating on-trend mauve and smoky wine looks. Plus, you'll receive a free travel-size mascara with your palette. Enhance lips with the new plush lip liners in Rosewood and Merlot. Both complement 4 plush lipstick limited editions exclusively covered in lip marks. Fall Moods color collection is available now while supplies last at Merle Norman, 706 West Market View Drive in Champaign.
Fighting Illini football is back in Champaign as they take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers in Memorial Stadium Friday night, October 6th at 7 p.m. It's our Celebrate Food and Ag game. Bring the family for a special petting zoo area inside Grange Grove with animals to interact with Illini fans and kids. See you at Memorial Stadium for Fighting Illini football's Big Ten matchup against Nebraska. Friday night under the lights on October 6th. Get tickets at fightingillini.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Well, football tonight. The Bears on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
If you get Amazon Prime. Otherwise, you can't see the Bears tonight.
I should have grabbed all my Pia's stuff that they do because, you know, you can see the games with other fans and they have drink and food specials.
Go to Pia's and watch it, but otherwise, there's a lot of people who don't have Amazon Prime.
Right.
You don't have Peacock. You don't have ESPN Plus. I think if you can kind of take the hint, this is kind of the direction a lot of this stuff's going. Pay extra $5.99 a month, 6 times, and you can get all the channels you want.
You get the first one free for a week.
You try a week, right? But then you forget to disconnect, and then that goes on for a while.
Dang it.
Anyway, the Bears tonight. I don't know what to tell you. It's like, okay, gosh, I hope they play well, or gosh, let's get the first round in the draft,
right?
Because you got
that is the chatter amongst Bears
and then if you say that, you're going, do you trust who they're gonna pick? Because if you're not happy with the coach or the general manager, do you clean house, get new people, and then who are you hiring? That's going to be amazing because everybody tries to hire amazing people. So the Bears are just, and I don't think it's just football on the field. I think there's turmoil, which is really bad because then you got all kinds of conflict and things. When you're losing, it isn't any fun, as everybody knows. If you've been on any sports team that loses all your games, it's just zero fun. Got to win some. So anyway, Bears tonight, they're 6.5-point dogs to the Commanders in Washington, D.C., and we'll see. I think Justin Fields played pretty well, but it was a really bad loss to Denver when you're winning 28-7 in the fourth quarter. You're supposed to win that. 28-7 in the fourth quarter, and you lost 31-28.
So I just see the NFLC, if it ended on week 5, the Chicago Bears would have the top 2 picks in 2024 draft by its virtue of their own selection. The one belonging to the Carolina Panthers. That could give the franchise the long struggled in the passing attack opportunity to rejuvenate the aerial game, bringing in USC quarterback Caleb Williams and Ohio State wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr.
Well, that's the presumption that that's the first 2 picks. But, again, if you don't trust or like the Bears having lost 14 straight games, then you're not trusting anything. Oh, they won't pick the right guys, right? I mean,
it talks about the holes in the roster for the 0-4 Bears right now.
And who's Caleb Williams? He's supposed to be this amazing quarterback for USC. I've not seen the guy play. Future Big Ten guy, maybe. Because they're coming next year. UCLA and USC and Washington, Oregon, they're all part of our Big Ten conference next year.
And it looks like North Carolina's Drake May is also on this list here.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Trubisky was from North Carolina.
You're right.
I don't know. I can't evaluate football players. I have no idea.
Right, and all of this stuff changes so much.
I would like to draft you after I see you play, so I'm picking Patrick Mahomes. He's coming to the Bears.
Good luck with that.
I mean, Tom Brady was in the 6th round. You know how many football teams passed on Tom Brady? The 6th round? He only won 7 Super Bowls. Bill Belichick, the genius coach, is 2 games under 500 since Tom left. Was it Tom or was it Bill? Or was it a combination? That's about an hour talk on ESPN.
Okay, and I'm clicking on an article that says Chicago Bears screwed up beyond repair.
Well, what does that mean?
I
mean, you just let. Once you trade Justin Fields to somebody that has a chance to make the playoffs that doesn't have a quarterback, and he might fit in well with a team that can protect him, and then you get 3 first-round draft picks next year.
It says this organization from the top down has screwed up everything beyond belief over the last decade, if not more.
Even if
it's time to start over again.
If I want,
the whole staff.
What's the Powerball? Has anybody win the Powerball?
That's right. Let's buy the Bears and redo everything.
I'm saying if you won the Powerball,
exactly, that'd be fun.
You wouldn't buy the Bears. You'd get like 10% of the Bears. That's all.
For
you
$1 billion something?
You get 500. If 1.2 turns into 500 million, it's going to cost you $4.5 billion to buy the Bears. So that's whatever you can.
Wow.
You don't even have a controlling interest. You have to win 5 Powerballs, and even then you could get 51%. Sean Conn bought the Jacksonville Jaguars for about $750 million, and he could probably get $3.5 billion right now. That's called a very good investment, people.
Man,
it just everything's going nuts because of the revenue and the money, and that's why these players are getting $55 million to play quarterback. Because if you're really good at quarterback, these guys are making so much money. It's not a problem. It just at some point, when will you quit paying $18 beers? I mean, at some point, you're going, wait a minute, I can't spend $400 to go to a game for 2 of us. I can't do it.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And so at some point, it'll have to level off. People will go, but you can't keep paying that kind of money because we're not getting paid at the same rate. Our increases, we're not making 50% more on our salary every year.
I know.
So those guys have jumped because of television and the $1 billion contracts they got with TV. It's just money.
Do you think that's why the betting has increased so much? That people just have this addiction to try to win, get a whole bunch of money through that?
Not getting a whole bunch of money. The people that are betting that kind of money are losing. You're doing it for entertainment. The guy's betting $10, $20. That's just pure entertainment. As long as you can control it, there's a few people out there that can't, and they got to keep doing it. And they got to keep playing the slots, and they got to do it. That's an addiction. But if you are paying $5, $3, you get parlay. I mean, that's entertainment to me. It's just when you lose control of it, that's when it's dangerous and really bad. And then if you start hiding it, you're in trouble. You got issues. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, we'll see what the Bears do tonight. All right, 8:43.
The best steaks in Central Illinois belong to one institution, and that's the Long Branch Steakhouse in beautiful downtown eclectic Gifford. I'm Jay Lehman. I'm a regular at Long Branch Steakhouse. I take my wife. I take my kids. I love the fried pickles, fried mushrooms, the onion rings, and, of course, the steaks. The ribeye is my personal favorite. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 5 to 9. Tell Donnie Jay Lehman sent you. Don't forget the mac and cheese. Open Wednesday through Saturday from 5 to 9 in downtown Gifford.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you can save an average of $889. The Brian Hansen State Farm Agency is ready to help you combine home and auto and save in Champaign-Urbana. Call 217-344-1900 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual household savings based on 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
All right, 8:44, ESPN 93.5. Check of our morning sports with Diane Ducey.
Well, when it comes to the MLB action, Texas Rangers over Tampa Bay 7-1, so the Rangers are moving on. Philadelphia beat Miami 7-1. They're moving on. Minnesota Twins, boy, did you see the celebration in their locker room with all the champagne? Yeah. Really, it goes back to, I think it said 2002 for them, and they were showing some of the highlights of, playing back in the day. Man, that was a good team. They ended up sweeping Toronto, so the Twins are moving on, and so are the Arizona Diamondbacks, 5-2 winners over Milwaukee. So when it comes to local teams, really, we've got nothing. We had a few Brewers fans here and there, and I know with you and I having kids with a main residence in Milwaukee. Anyway, so we have the Bears and Commodores.
Yep, Commanders.
The Commanders.
We've got Illinois football tomorrow night. It's going to be kind of cool and it's going to be kind of windy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Smoke Show coming up.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
And now, a brand new show called Smoke, where we help you with your grill and making the best meat ever. With award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. Smoke in Tim's Grill. He's the best brisket maker ever. He's the man. His name is
Tim's Grill.
Tim Onstadt. How are you today, my friend?
I'm great, Stevie. How are you?
Award winner. Truck Driver Appreciation Week? That's right. Man, you guys got some good ones at Gale Fergus Trucking, my friend.
We have an awesome crew. Hopefully we'll get them all down to feed them this weekend at the Fork of the Road Barbecue Bash.
That's Terre Haute, isn't it?
Yes. Yep.
Big
time.
What's our weather looking like? Is it going to be doable?
Sunny and high 50s, low 60s.
Woo!
Great barbecue weather.
You're always sweating a lot of those things, man. So maybe a little cooler for you, huh?
Well, the meat will cook fast, and less humid, cooler weather. That meat cooks fast.
So Tim, Mr. Pitmaster, extraordinary barbecueologist. That's what Greg Solier just called you, a barbecueologist after he had your food. So how can I? When I barbecue, how can I be more like you? How can I?
Well, you don't have to have the big, fancy pits that we have. I mean, we've got a Our Johnson smoker is like a party bus. It's just huge, and we can cook a lot of meat. And then we've got our smaller outlaw smokers that are more like race cars. They're the competition type of smokers. But you can do it with a Weber grill in the backyard as long as you're moving those coals over, doing indirect heat, not putting heat directly under the meat, and you're cooking it at a lower temperature, and it will turn out just fine.
So low and slow is the thing for sure, because I want to eat now, Tim. I want to eat now.
Well, you need a pellet grill then, Steve. You can set it and forget it. There is a caveat with that, though. I've seen guys at competitions do that, and they get the fire backed up into the reservoir box, and they've got a nasty fire on their hands.
I don't want to do that. Okay, so I got to go keep it low. So what is your? If I'm doing a little barbecue in the backyard, I put the coals on, spread them out. Indirect heat is not right over the thing, so it temperature wise, what do you like the inside to be when you start that stuff?
You want to, if you're smoking, you want to be between 225 and 250. And you want to do that. That's going to take longer to cook that meat through.
But it'll be a little juicier and all that, right? Flavorful.
Oh yeah. You'll hold those juices in. And again, like we talked last week, once you get the meat to 150 degrees, you need to wrap it up, or all you're doing is putting soot on top of it.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, again, if I want it medium rare though, or something a little softer, it's 135, 140.
Well, that's if you're cooking a steak. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Which one?
I mean, you can cook in your backyard if you got a shovel. Dig a darn hole and throw some coals in there and put a grate over it.
I would like to see you do that. I bet you Tim Onstad would produce crazy stuff digging a dang hole.
Right, like McGuire or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do. You just dug a stinking hole and made me the best ever.
Exactly.
I'd like to actually
Made a
see.
little
I'm
barbecue
got to
pit.
get you a shovel. I want to see it, man. Of course, you might hurt your back leaning down that low. It'd be hard.
Well, we could do that. We could get it done.
All right, so what are you looking forward to in Terre Haute this weekend, and how could people drive to Terre Haute and be part of this?
Sure. It's at the Mill Concert Venue in Terre Haute, presented by WTHI-TV. There's 22 teams, $30 ticket, get you in the door. There's live music all afternoon. Doors open at 3 o'clock. You get to taste the food from 22 different teams.
So I
think there's 18 of us that are cooking all 4 meats.
I mean, it used to be like a taste of champagne, but you had to buy tickets to do this. My $30 covers it all. Is that right?
Covers it all.
Oof! Yeah. What the heck? Couldn't you just eat a lot at 22 different people?
Oh yeah.
And if I go to you and then come back with a fake nose and glasses, do I get another one? I just come back to your thing is where I want to hang out. I just want Tim and
Yes, and the people are all voting for People's Choice. So their favorite barbecue, they get to vote. And that, I think the People's Choice winner gets $500.
What the heck?
That sounds
There's
awesome.
over $10,000 in prize money at this
Wow.
event.
Oh my gosh. So
That's
this is
awesome, Tim.
You're going to work, brother.
This is a great side hustle.
Let's go. And what are you doing? You're doing brisket? Or are you doing all of it? What are you doing?
We're doing chicken, 25 pounds of chicken.
Okay.
So that's a lot.
That is a lot.
We're doing 4 pork butts, 10 racks of ribs. The rules say you have to cook 1 brisket, but that's my thing. I love brisket, so we're cooking 3 of them.
Nice.
So plenty at Tim's place on Terre Haute. What are the hours Saturday?
The gates open at 3 p.m. The turn-ins start at 4. Chicken at 4, ribs at 5, pork at 6, and brisket at 7, with the awards announced at 8. And as we're turning in those meats to the judges, we're setting the culls, what I call the culls, but we're cooking specially for the People's Choice some stuff too. So those will be put out on the table for people to start eating.
I'm telling you what, if you think about it, you go down 2 of you at $60. You never go to a restaurant and eat what you're going to eat for $60.
Mm-hmm.
No, not what's going to be there. And I know there are going to be some very, very good chefs there. There are several restaurants, I believe, that are doing it. So we're probably setting up to get our butts kicked, but it'll be fun. We'll get to cook a lot, get to talk a lot of barbecue.
I would like to be a judge. I would like to be the only judge. Thank you. And then I would say, Tim, you're amazing. Look at him. Why can't you all do it like Tim? Good job.
Yeah.
And is Donna doing coleslaw by chance?
Yes, she is doing coleslaw as one side.
How can the coleslaw
and
be
if
that
the
good?
meat, this is a little bit different. If the meat makes the finals, you have to send another sample with a side.
Ah.
So the coleslaw is going as our pork side, and we're doing the ranch beans with the brisket. We're doing a Mexican squash casserole to go with chicken, I believe. And I believe ribs will also be the coleslaw. It's that good that she can make it, and we'll use it for 2 different meat
Unbelievable.
categories.
That's a good idea. Boy, it's great to have Donna on your side.
Kidding me?
Literally,
she says she
with
told.
the sides.
She emailed me once, said she carries you. So that's the way that goes.
She does.
That's it.
She keeps my timelines straight. So.
That's what a fun, cool thing you guys are doing. It's really neat. Well, I can't wait to hear how it goes over the weekend, my friend. Tim Onstadt, it's dedicated to Dixie. You still have any Dixie choppers left?
Right. At the end of the season.
Yes, we do. Andy is selling them. We do have some left. We just put in the order form for 24s, so we're going to be stacking Dixie choppers up. We'll also have some Dixie chopper gear to give away at Terre Haute, too, so some koozies and stuff like that.
Listen, appreciate you being on, Mr. Smoke. You the man, Tim. Way to go. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Stevie.
All
have
right.
a great weekend.
You too. That's Tim Onstadt, pitmaster extraordinaire, competing in Terre Haute. It'd be kind of fun to go there and get in on $30 to eat all that with 22 different. You'd have a lot.
Absolutely.
It'd be so good. Okay, we are out of time, but we will be back tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Friday? Yeah. Don't know the day. Thursday. Back tomorrow. Talk Illinois football for Friday night. Brother Johnny tomorrow. The boys this afternoon. From 3 to 5, getting prepared for the big game. Diane Ducey, we thank you.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. Thank you for listening. Meet you tomorrow. Have a great Thursday.
Hi, this is Kirk Lehman with Aftershock Decals and Design. And right now, we are looking for an honest, hardworking individual that wants a career with Aftershock Decals and Design. If you have any kind of experience wrapping vehicles, tinting windows, we want you. You can't touch this. No, not that kind of wrapper. Can't touch this. Please go to our website at aftershockdd.com, click on the Jobs tab, and send in your resume. We want you. aftershockdd.com.
Hi, this is Chris Jackson with Kramer Siding and Window. And whatever your project, you can count on Kramer Siding to offer you the best products backed by the best warranties in the business, as well as Central Illinois employees dedicated to providing you with professional installation and a lifetime of great customer service. And right now, you can save 10% on roofing, sunrooms, and decks, get 15% off gutter helmet, and you can save 25% on preservation siding, windows, and doors. So call today or visit us at kramersiding.com and let's get started on your project.
With the leaves and temperatures beginning to fall, it's time to make sure those furnaces are in great running order. Get that furnace tuned up so it doesn't let you down on the cold nights. Dogtown is the People's Choice #1 HVAC company again in 2023. Ask about the current 0% financing offer on all Lennox high comfort systems and single component units for qualifying applicants. The number's 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Welcome to Sarah Champagne, where your dream car awaits. With an exquisite selection of top-tier vehicles, impeccable service, and unbeatable prices, they are your ultimate destination for automotive excellence. Experience luxury, performance, and style like never before. Visit today and drive home in the vehicle you've always desired. Sarah Champagne, Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. Your journey towards automotive perfection starts here. Visit them at Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less. By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience, several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business.
The Champaign Park District has some terrific fall events to jot down on your day planner. Flannel Fest will be in downtown Champaign and Westside Park from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. October 14th and 15th with music, a mustache contest, and lumberjack show. The Great Pumpkin Hunt has you looking for small painted rocks in area parks throughout the month of October. On Wednesday, October 25th at Marketplace Mall between 5 and 7 p.m., enjoy the free Halloween Fun Fest. Learn more at champaignparks.com.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club.
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Rieken, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.